Welcome to The Blissful Life, a podcast where we awaken the wisdom of self and explore the lessons, the rituals, and the pathways to inner bliss. I'm your host, Regina Lawless, former corporate executive turned author and spiritual teacher. And I'm on a mission, y'all, to help people connect to and express their divine self so they can make their unique impact on the world. If you've been feeling like there is more to life than the hustle and grind, then you found your tribe. It's time to breathe and relax into the blissful life. Welcome back to The Blissful Life. I'm your host, Regina Lawless, and I have a very special guest today. Joining me for the first time on the podcast is Chioko Juliette Grevious, who is a licensed marriage and family therapist, an associate professional clinical counselor. Let me get your credentials right. A psychological assistant and a public health practitioner. In 2014, Chioko Juliette, which is such a beautiful name, she received her master's degree in public health in 2021. She completed her master's degree in counseling psychology with an emphasis in marriage family therapy and professional clinical counseling, PCC. And presently, she is in her third year, y'all. Third year as a doctoral student, pursuing a PhD in clinical psychology, as if she wasn't already accomplished enough. So, Chioko Juliette opened her own private practice, Grounded Roots Family Therapy Collective, where she works with individual clients and couples addressing trauma, including intergenerational soul wounding. So now y'all see why I had to have her on the show. Post-traumatic stress disorder, race-based stress, anxiety, depression, and the complexities of life. Welcome, 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 Chioko.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. And when you were reading that, I was like, am I unhinged for all this school? Like, what year am I at this point? I'm in year 75. Like, it's ridiculous.
Girl, and I want to hear, before we talk about, because I'm curious, because I stopped at master's. I'm dying to know how the doctorate is going. Like, please tell me, because
Girl,
I'm living through
curious.
you.
You curious? I'm curious too. It was so interesting because I said, after the counseling psychology, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm finished. This is enough. I had to get 3,000 hours and to get licensed, and I was being supervised by a psychologist, and my intern supervisor was a psychologist, two lovely Black individuals. And when I was being supervised for my 3,000 hours, the psychologist said, you need to go and be a psychologist. And she's like, you're further than a lot of my students, like just the way conceptually and all these other things. And I said, oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much for that compliment. But I'm going to stay right here. And so both of them would talk to me at different times, like, have you considered blah, blah, blah. And then tag teaming. And then all of a sudden I said, I'm probably going to go back to school. That's what I'm going to do. So I told my husband, and he said, I thought you were done. Like, what else? I'm going back to school. I mean, and that's how I make decisions sometimes. It's very like, what would I do with this? Why would I need to do it? Something pulls me to do it, and then I just go.
I love it. Yeah. So what stage? Are you almost done?
I would like to think so. I'm almost done with my coursework. I'm starting the dissertation process soon.
Oh, so bless you.
It's like, layers and levels to it. But right now I'm in practicum, so I have to be I'll have to get another 3,000 hours because it's a new license.
And oh wow, we all the ancestors are sending you peace and blessings because
They need to send me a diploma because
and a check to
and
pay
a
back
check.
all.
Those loans, child. I'm like, there's not going to be enough doctoring to get me through student loans. So,
but I'm sorry. What a forever flex. I'm Dr. Chioko Juliette. Get the middle name.
yes, yes.
Grevious.
I told my son he's going to have to call me Dr. Mom.
Yes.
Everybody in this house. Doctor, yes. Thank you.
Put some respect on your name.
All the time.
I love it. So I have to tell the people how we met, which is the segue into the next question, which is great. But you have an amazing podcast yourself. And yes, and so for the audience listening and watching, we met on your podcast, Cocoa Butter and Communion. Yes. I was a guest back in maybe it was January or early February, maybe.
Yeah.
Leading up to that Black Girl Glow event.
And you were a lovely guest. Lovely. And you were a 2-time guest.
Yes, y'all. The second episode hasn't aired yet, but
it's airing tomorrow. So I don't know when this one will drop. I don't know. School has been cutting up. So the podcast has been on a little hiatus.
Yep. I get it. Yeah. Now in your seat, at first I was ambitious, like, oh, I can release episodes every week. And my spirit was like, child, please. Like, so you're supposed to record it and edit and do the little social media clips, and you're supposed to get all that done in a week. If you don't go have several seats, just go lay down.
Yeah, immediate lazy boy lawn chairs. Yes. What are those ones, the 70s ones with the wick?
Right, the Black Panther chair, which I have, weirdly enough, I have one in my basement right now because my fiance uses that in videos. So I have a Black Panther chair. Just FYI, y'all.
I'm coming over to take a picture.
Girl, my garage is like a Black hip hop museum. It's all decked out.
I need it.
So getting back to Cocoa Butter and Communion, what led you to do this crazy endeavor of actually having your own podcast while having a life? and how you come up with the name, because I love the name.
Yeah, I think it's one of those midlife crisis things. So when I usually read Bell Hooks, her All About Love series, I usually read it every, I don't know, 5 to 8 years. I don't know. Like the first time I read it, I was like, oh, I'm so accomplished. I read Bell Hooks. I'm such a such a feminist, right? Yes. And I was like, in my early 20s, I didn't know what she was talking about. I just read the book. It didn't connect, but it sounded great. I wasn't in that space. I read it again, probably around 30, read it again, 35. And when I hit 40, I was like, this is me.
Oh my God.
How do I receive love? How do I give love? And then you read Communion. Like there's, All About Love, there's Communion, blah, blah. And it just hit me. I'm like, we need to have these conversations about love and Black relationships, and not even in the romantic all the time, but platonic relationships and how we see each other in community and like the collective. And so I have all these random conversations with friends all the time on the phone, like, girl, how do you receive love? Like just, and so I was like, I'm gonna have a podcast where we just sit around and talk about a topic. I have different people on. Yep. And they share their stories, and we share like exchange of stories. And that's pretty much how it came about. The communion part, because I love Bell Hooks, is, the communion. But when I thought about like what is soothing for the soul, It's cocoa, like Black people, we use
Right.
cocoa butter, Palmer's. We don't use that liquidy stuff, that watery stuff that you get at the beauty supply. Like that is a no-no. We
Mm-mm.
use Palmer's and cocoa and cocoa butter is all healing, right? Like every time I got a scratch, I used to dig a lot, would put
Yes.
cocoa butter on it or vitamin E oil.
Yep. Yep.
But cocoa butter is it's like it's a
It's
comfort.
like synonymous with Black people. I feel
It's like salt.
the
Like you have salt in your house and you have cocoa butter. Like you don't go without the two. So that's why it's healing, it's connectedness,
Mm.
it's communion, it felt like it just encompassed everything. Cocoa butter. So
I love that. Even like the name itself on the surface is
yeah.
just a beautiful name, but
Thank you.
even more so when you hear the deeper meaning of healing and bringing people together, and I love it. Mm.
Thank you.
And a beautiful podcast. So for those listening, please do go and download, like, share Cocoa Butter and Communion, because it feels like you're pulling up to a friend's kitchen table. Like
Mm,
that's the vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thought, like having like these little mics around the table
Hmm.
and then y'all come over and we
Yes.
eat.
Yeah, girl. Yes. I'll be a third time guest for when I'm pulling up.
You're like, do you have next week? Are we
Right.
good next week? I have more to say.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you. So.
Yes. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so on top of this amazing podcast, you also in your spare time lead a private therapy practice called Grounded Roots Family Therapy Collective.
Yes.
When did you know that you wanted to be a therapist? And if you weren't a therapist, what would have been your career?
Great question. I think I've been a therapist my entire life.
I can you have a very therapeutic energy.
Yes. Usually people tell me I've had a mom energy my entire life. Like I just kind of am like, what's going on? I didn't think I was going to be a mom. I think that was just the energy
Yep,
that I
yep.
have. But I think that I always was going to be a therapist. My grandma used to tell me I was nosy. Like I was nosy, always in somebody's problems. And, she's like, somebody need to lay on your couch one day. She would say that all the time.
Oh, I love that.
That and so therapy wasn't something that was talked about. I had never known therapists. I'd never experienced therapists. So I didn't know about psychology, like as a field of study, really, like as something that was viable.
Yeah.
Right. And so I didn't start off being a therapist. I was going to be a teacher, actually. And I don't even think that I
Ah,
wanted to be a teacher per se. I think that was just something that I thought was I can make a career out of this.
yeah.
I can teach. I can do that. And so anyways, years passed because I went to the teacher credential program. I realized that I'm not a teacher. Kids have to be your ministry to do that.
Ooh, say that.
Uh, and then I shared an office with a public health nurse. So I did public health, of course. And then I founded, along with my bestie, a Black Women's Health and Wellness Conference.
Oh,
And
amazing.
what we would do would be talk about mental health, and we would have, workshops all day and a keynote. And I started looking at how we see mental health a little bit more
Mm.
closely in our community, and how when we have mental health illnesses like generationally, or anxieties, or intergenerational trauma and soul wounding and all that stuff, and how that can turn into a public health concern, or how is a
Oh my
public health
God.
issue.
Yeah.
And so I decided I'm going back to school. I'm about to be a therapist.
Look at
Yeah. And so when I went into it, I was like, this is a natural fit. Like I just needed the terminology, but I've
mm.
always been doing like being a therapist.
It sounds like
Yeah.
you were called to do this work. You've always been called, but
Yeah.
you had to remember. You had to remember the calling.
I had to remember. And if I could be anything, I think before I wanted to be like Oprah. I wanted to be a journalist. Uh, yeah, I would play talk show a lot. I wrote for like my school newspaper. I thought I was going to, I went in as a communications major. I thought I was going to be a
That's
journalist.
so we have that in common. So I also
Mm.
earlier two things, two careers, two alternate careers in common. Teacher. I thought I wanted to be a teacher in high school till everybody talks me out of it and say teachers don't make no money,
Sure don't.
which they sure don't, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
So I got talked out of that. But my major, my undergrad is communication studies from Sac State, our alma mater.
Go Hornets.
Go Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I majored in communication studies and I thought I wanted to be a journalist. Now, when I was journalist, that just, I knew I needed to have that degree to be an anchor. So I just wanted to be in front of the camera looking cute and talking.
Mm-hmm.
so,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't really want to investigate anything per
Mm-mm.
se.
Mm-mm.
I did
Mm-mm.
like to write and journal, but I thought of it like I
Yeah,
could just
I just want to show up
mhm,
and read the teleprompter.
it look cute. No, so I got to be a journalist to do that. so,
Yes.
so, so then I
Mm-hmm.
took a real
Mm-hmm.
journalist class and I hated it. I hated journalism. I think it was the professor because
Oh,
it was just very like you got to do the 5 W's and who, what, where, when, why, and then it was just very, which is fine. Like but I think I realized then I'm
yeah.
more narrative than
Yeah.
fact finding. I mean, it sounds weird, but journalists write very
Yeah.
specifically
Yeah.
versus story.
Yeah. And it's not subjective, right?
Yes.
Like you have to be factual. You can't just be like I can't go on there and be like that orange menace talking about Trump, right? I have to call him President Trump. I couldn't
right.
do that.
Right.
What?
right. It's like, yeah, it's to have to try to be objective and not, yeah, infuse your own
Yeah.
point of view.
Can't do
Um,
it.
yeah, I was like, no, I'm a storyteller at heart.
Yeah, which is so like when you have your own mediums, you can do that.
Yes, you can. And it's
So,
Oprah. So I too was like obsessed with Oprah. I used to come home after school, watch Oprah. So I can
oh
definitely
yeah,
see what an
didn't
era.
know.
What an
Yeah,
era.
didn't know nothing about what she was. I would be rushing home too. Like I gotta get in front of. I gotta watch my stories. I gotta watch
Right.
Oprah.
Okay, can we talk about this little detour? Days of Our Lives. So me and my bestie would Days of Our Lives was the soap opera at the time. And
Yes,
then we had to watch Ricky Lake.
yes, yes, yes. You did.
And then
Go
there was Jenny
Ricky.
Jones, right?
Yep.
A mess.
A mess. Yeah.
The 90s.
Yes. Yes. Stefano Demera had all the grandmas in a chokehold.
In a chokehold. I have not heard that. Stefano.
My family was Days of Our Lives and Marlena when she got possessed by that devil.
Girl, Marlena didn't have more lives than I forget which season it was. And it's like this big cliffhanger. And then I think it was Marlena or somebody came back to life. I said, you know what? Y'all done wasted a whole year of my life. I said, I'm done. I've seen y'all
Yeah.
playing,
Yeah.
but they got to
My
keep it
family
going.
was Young and the Restless as well. So Victor Newman, Vicky, John Abbott.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I'm watching Beyond the Gates, the black soap opera. I record it and I tune in every now and then.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know there were. I didn't even.
Girls, this is, and I should be working. That's the problem. I'd be sitting up there
Well,
like,
hey, you need your escape. You you need
mm-hmm.
to give yourself a break. That's
Yes,
part of your
yes,
mental health.
it is. Yes, you're right.
so, so I'm glad you became a therapist
Me too.
because yeah, that for sure feels like right up your alley.
Yeah.
And I could see too. So I was a long time, well, relative. I was in therapy probably for 2, maybe 3 years, maybe less than 3 years, consistently. And for me, I started actually a week or so before my husband passed away. I
Mm.
had found a therapist because I was wanted to deal with stress at work and just like old childhood stuff that was coming up.
Yeah.
But then I, divine timing for sure. I had found this Black woman therapist, and then he passed away. And then the focus, of course, shifted to dealing with my grief.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I loved about therapy was having it be a safe space to not only be heard and be
Mm-hmm.
witnessed, but to see myself. My therapist did a fantastic job of holding up a mirror so I could see and hear myself
Mm-hmm.
and almost catch my own crazy. Like, oh, I did just say that. That sounds crazy as hell. Like, how would I think that I would never ever be in love again ever in life? So because
Mm-hmm.
I went into therapy just with all of these ideas and all these stories that we tell ourselves. I'm just curious, as an actual therapist, what's your perspective on therapy being just a space or therapists as sacred space holders?
Gosh, I will tell people, like, it's not about the theoretical orientation. It's not about the type of therapy that the therapist aligns with. So when I say that, it's like cognitive behavioral therapy or
Mm.
narrative or all the things.
Somatic or
Somatic,
yeah,
or
yeah.
it really is about connection. Like, you can have all of the terminology, but if you cannot connect with the person that's in front of you, there's nothing that can be done, right?
Mm, so true.
And for me, half the time I couldn't even tell you what I was using as far as a theater. It's people would ask me, I'm like, I'm just connecting, right? I'm listening, I'm hearing. And so for me, it's about creating the rapport first and foremost,
Mhm.
and being my authentic self. And either we align or we don't.
Yeah.
And, it's important for me to let the person know that they are seen and there's no judgment,
Mm.
and they're loved, right? Like, I know as
Yeah.
therapists you're not supposed to, we can't say I love you or whatever, whatever, or whatever. But it's like somebody sharing their heart with you. That is, to me, it's a privilege to do so. I'm honored for people to pick me to do that, because I'm like, oh, this person trusts me.
That's absolute trust. Yeah.
Like, for me to be like, girl, now like, I have to do that sometimes. I had to tell somebody yesterday, stop it. What do you do? Like, stop this. What's happening? Right? That's the mom side coming out.
Right.
But
And we need that. And
we need it sometimes. But I feel like it's the rapport, and like, it isn't like, some people, it's the environment. Like, they feel like they have to create this, I have to have this really nice office and blah 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 blah. And those things are lovely. But I'm like, what do you do in that office? What do you do in that
Mhm.
space?
Yep.
Right? My office actually looks like probably like a living room. It speaks
Ooh.
directly to me. I have books and
Nice.
bookshelves and a coffee table. I have my Tupac poetry book on a
Hello.
rose that grew from concrete on the table. I have my hip hop coasters.
Yes. Yes.
Right. My couch is yellow, like, because that's my favorite color. And
She
so
come. I
I know
love
you got to
this. Like, girl,
come.
I need a picture at the very
I'm gonna
least.
I'm going to I
Yes.
have a bowl with snacks. I mean,
This is a
it's
vibe. Where sign me up.
it's
Like I don't.
yes.
I haven't done therapy, but just sign me up.
Come on. Come on. You can lay on the couch, we can talk. I got pillows, like, but it's me, right? Like, who I am in the
Mm,
therapy room is who I am outside. Of course, with
love that.
ethics and stuff. But
Yes.
who you see right now is who you'll get. My personality doesn't change. And so that's why, I mean, for me, it is important to build that space, but I believe that authenticity is how that starts. Did I answer your
You
question?
did, because to
Okay.
me, that is the most sacred. The energy, the spirit of love and
Yeah.
acceptance and authenticity that you're holding. So it
Yes.
absolutely does not have to be just a physical space. I love that for you, you're holding a metaphorical space or the energy of authenticity, which I imagine allows your patients, your clients to come in and be authentic with you.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful. Because how often do we get a space like that in the world to just really be our authentic selves?
Never. And
Mm.
I'll tell people, if you can't be yourself here, then where can you be yourself at? When we go to therapy, we want to show our best selves, right? That's what we're taught as Black people, especially. Like, you don't go out there and show anything.
Yes.
Be making stuff up. I'll be like, "How are you doing today?" Great. Really? There's tears coming from
I'm
your
about to say, you
eyes.
1 second from cracking. If I hug you, you about to melt.
You about to melt. Like,
So
there's
yeah.
times where I'll sit there and I'm good, and I'll just slide the tissue box over because I can tell passive aggressive. Just go ahead.
Right. Let it out.
Please. Oh, child.
I love it. I don't know if they teach that in therapy school. It should be like be your authentic self, but also be like bring a little Black mama energy into it.
They don't teach you that. They teach you to be a blank slate. That's the words that they use, is like,
Boo.
you are right. And I remember saying, this teacher I had, I'm not even gonna call her by her name, but she would tell me all the time, we do, like, the mock interviews, you're the therapist, your classmates the client, and whatever. And she would tell me I talked too much with my hands, and I, like, my face was expressive. Like, I would be like, like, like,
That would
that's
be
how I
me.
think, right? Or I'll look up, like, like, that's just how I register things, right? And I would get so down on myself because that would be the critique every time, like, you blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And so one day I had to say, respectfully, so and so, the people that you see in Sausalito is not who I'm going to see in my community. And if I
Hello.
sit there and they're telling me about somebody cheating on them, and I'm sitting up here like,
Right. Really?
mm,
How did that make you feel?
my Black folks gonna think I'm a sociopath. Like, I'm not doing that. Y'all ain't gonna have me out here with a reputation like she is heartless.
Right.
I cuss and everything in my set. I tell them I cuss a lot. So if that don't work for you, can I cuss here?
Sure.
People be telling me stuff. I'd be like, girl, they got you fucked up. I don't know what is happening at that job site, but okay, tell me about it. But that's just who I am. Like,
Yeah.
we got to connect. But they
Yes.
tell you, if that's a boundary, you don't cross that. You don't share things about yourself.
I remember hearing that. Like my therapist did lean a little bit more on that. At some point, she had to tell me she was pregnant because she was going to be gone to go give birth. But
Girl, I can see it. You're not.
But I remember being surprised because like the way the camera was, I actually couldn't really see until she told me. I was like, "You're pregnant? Like, congratulations!" Like,
I can't send you a gift like that.
I was like, "Okay, girl, I respect. Hey, you can do
Yeah.
you. I can do it."
And as a client, you share so many intimate details about yourself. And sure, I'm not going to come in there and be like, girl, let me tell you what happened last night. My husband got on my damn nerves. And I'm not going to do that. But if they're sharing something and I know, like, for the therapeutic relationship to build more and for there to be like that connection, I can say something like, I know what it's like to be in my 20s and not see myself in that way. There's been times where I've given examples, but I don't feel like, oh, they're gonna use that against me. It's like, you're sharing the human connection.
Yes,
How
and
do you
that you are.
connect?
Yeah. I hope y'all who are listening to this, if not to blow up your calendar, but if y'all need a therapist, just saying.
Or interview your therapist. Ask them, how do you feel about self-disclosure?
Yeah. Ooh,
You
that's a great
know,
question to ask.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a
like,
great question to
do
ask.
you self-disclose? And if so, why or when? Or you can interview your therapist. I always say interview them. Like, don't just say
Ooh.
yes.
See, that's game. Yes, I love
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah, I actually, I did go about that finding my therapist. I looked at therapy for Black girls. Actually, I used that platform to
Yes.
find my Black woman therapist, but I interviewed a few and was like, the vibe wasn't really there. So, to your point, it is important to interview and see if there's a connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of mental health and therapy, there's a lot going on in society right now. Uh,
Child. Just since this morning.
Girl, so it made me think. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna have a therapist on the podcast." So I'm gonna ask sis, what score would you give? What mental health score would you give society right now, from 1 to 5? 5 being overall well and stable. We've got it. We've got our shit together. And
Yeah.
one being batshit crazy.
Girl, we are in a deficit. Like, can the scale go into the negative on the integer?
We need
We
negative
need
integers.
we need negative integers because when you like, oh child. I mean, I try to be very hopeful because the type of therapist that I am. I believe that we all have this innate spirit to do well.
Yes.
We may just need a refresher. We may need a Sherpa. We may need
A
Oprah, I
shaman.
don't, shaman, a yogi,
All of
Buddha,
it.
somebody.
All of them. All the things.
And I believe that we can reset.
Yes.
I
Yes.
truly believe that, but we have to want to do it. We have to say, I have
Mhm.
the power to, do different. I believe that pain is inevitable, but
Yes.
we can choose to suffer and we can
Mm.
choose to suffer well. Like it's going to happen, but we're attached to these different things. And so that's what causes the suffering.
Yes.
So I would like to say, after all of that dissertation, maybe we are at a 2. And it's because we are suffering. We are attached to these ideas,
Mm.
of even like what our democracy is.
Yes.
We have this idea of what it should be and
Mm.
what it's doing, and we are holding on to that, and that is causing suffering instead of just realizing like that ain't what it is, sis.
That's not what it is. And the idea was cute, but it never was that.
The idea was
So
so cute. Put it on a t-shirt.
yeah.
However, it is not accurate. And as soon as we can get to this space of, okay, that's not what it is, but where does my power lie?
Mm.
Is it within changing myself? Is it helping to change myself and then helping to inspire collective to change? Like, what do we do? And then there's like this ditty that is traumatic all in itself.
Oh my goodness, girl. I was just telling my fiance yesterday, we were driving and then some of the updates were coming through. And I was telling him, I feel like that represents the ugliest nature of humanity. It has all of the worst tendencies of humanity: abuse,
Mm-hmm.
alleged like murder plots, and like sex trafficking.
Yeah,
And I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. I might have to bleep that. What the
I
rules
think you,
are
I
the
think
podcast.
you,
S
I think you can,
trafficking. I'm like, oh,
I think you can say it. Yeah.
okay. So all the things. So yeah, to me that represents the worst of like the
Oh,
darkness that still resides in humanity. But I also look at it spiritually, and even tying it back to your point, like now we can see so many things. I think we
yeah.
were attached to things that were false. We were attached to
Yes.
things that were false, and now we can
Yes.
clearly see them for what they are and who they are.
Absolutely. And I think we as a society will attach ourselves to these ideas of celebrities and
Mm-hmm.
how they have this public persona, and that's what we see, right? If I could be anything, I would have been a Tupac historian, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
Tupac was an imperfect,
Absolutely. And perfect hero, if you will. He
and
was, yeah.
yeah, I mean, death is the thing that really just exalted this persona, right?
Mm.
But these people have real lives.
Yes.
And when you put power and money and influence into the wrong hands, sometimes these things can manifest in this way.
Yes.
And so even that, like being attached to this idea of a human being, right? Like celebrities are forced upon us, most of us. And you'll hear people say that can't be right. I saw him on the Soul Train Awards in '99, and he didn't show any of those things. And I'm like, that's what we see.
Exactly.
That is cultivated.
Very cultivated, very curated persona. Almost every celebrity has a very curated persona.
Yeah. You can't go out there and be who you are. You think you can go out there and be like, I'm an abuser and I have these freak off parties and violate people? Like, you think you can say that? Like, we got to think about this. But yes, I think that long story long, 2. We have room to get better, but we're stuck where we're at. And we need to explore with, who am I as an individual? Who am I at my core? Is this what I want to subscribe to?
You just said everything to wrap it up. And that's why I think the work that you're doing is so important at this time in Earth's evolution or in humanity's story, however you want to look at it. Because I think it is now time for us as individuals. What I'm really tapping into and just subscribing to myself is that we are the solution. Spoiler alert, no one's coming to save us.
No.
Because it's not outside of ourselves. It is absolutely within ourselves. And I am a very optimistic person because I do really see that at the core of it all, we're all spirit and we're all united in spirit. And if everyone would remember that, if everyone would awaken and be aware to the fact that we're all one in spirit, and did the work to shed the attachments and the drama and the traumas, and not saying that those aren't real things, but when you elevate your perspective or come back to who you really are, you can release the pain and the suffering of those things.
Ooh. And you better come through, therapist.
Well, listen.
There's 2 therapists on this podcast.
Well, hello. There are 2 spiritual teachers, because you came through with a very Buddhist perspective of detachment and inner work. And so, come on, people. I hope y'all are picking up all the gems, the jewels, the
something.
I love it. The something. Okay, giving your score of a 2, but we gonna get better, y'all. 2, we can rise from that. Okay.
We can.
Each of us got to do our own inner work. So, what are some of the dominant themes for people who are maybe listening to this? Because I feel like therapy is now in the zeitgeist, like, especially for people of color. Like, because right before, it would have been like, I'm talking to Jesus. That's all I need. Which right. Yes, and
try being a Black therapist in a Black ass family, and they be like, people pay you to talk to you. Okay. I get no respect.
I bet you don't. So in addition to calling him up on the main line and
telling him what you want,
and go talk to a lovely qualified therapist as well,
that Jesus put here.
Yes.
Has given gifts
through. Yes, it can give gifts. For in your practice, what are some of the dominant challenges you see that people are coming to you, or things that people are struggling with? Because I just want to normalize for people that everybody is going through or has gone through a thing, but just curious, what are some of the dominant challenges you're seeing that people need to work on individually?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of stuff. I think the TikTok has inspired people to start looking at their childhood, like child wounding.
So and I don't mean to laugh at I'm sure you get the language. How many people come to you and say they were gaslit their whole childhood?
Child, I'm going to do an episode about pop psychology. You reminded me. Because I said, if I hear narcissist or gaslight
Right. One more time.
one more time, I can do a drinking game off of it. Like, knock it back. I would be tore up by mid session because I'm like, that's not what that means. Somebody can disagree with you. That doesn't mean that you're being gaslit.
That's right. That's not being gaslighting.
Right. So I have to do a lot of psychoeducation a lot of the time, but I see a lot of people who are exploring intergenerational stuff. And it's kind of makes me smile. I'll say, when they'll say, I'm here to break generational curses. And I will say, you are one person in a line of thousands. And that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
Yes.
Just be you.
Hello.
And then you can move forward and then you can instruct your children, your nieces, nephews, community, whatever. Like, that's a lot of pressure to put yourself under. To change your family.
It's hard enough to get yourself together. So stay there. Worry about that.
Stay right here with me. Right here with me, sister, brethren, sistren, all the folks. Because I see all the folks, right? I work with a lot of people with anxiety.
I can see that being a common thing.
It's common. Depression. I think anxiety, depression shows up very differently in Black people, Black women.
Could you talk a little bit about that? Because I know with Black men, again, just talking to my fiance about something that was going on. We were just talking about how in men, especially Black men, the permission that they get emotionally is anger, or how it's acceptable to express or emote anger. But not any other range of emotions. I'm curious, you touched on Black women and anxiety. How does that show up? I feel like I've gone through that or have my opinions based on my friend group, but I'm curious from a professional.
You see, what I see, even within myself, is sometimes we feel that we're not doing enough. We're doing all the things. Nothing's getting done, quote unquote. And we're just not doing enough. I'm failing everybody around me. You know, I was first generation college student. I should have this going for myself. I'm 35. I should be married with, like, it shows up so differently. When we think about depression, we think about somebody that's sitting in a dark room, they're rocking back and forth, they're crying all the time. People can be completely functional. Being depressed and anxious. You know, we say it all the time, imposter syndrome, right? Which I have plenty different thoughts about that. But it shows up in that way. It shows up as inattentiveness. You know, you're distracted all the time.
That's a big one. Just to double click on that one, because that's what I see. I remember it in myself, but also in my Black women friends who are executives, who are business owners. And I find even when I get time with them, if we're one-on-one, they can't stop checking the things and thinking about the things and work and this and that. And so that inattentiveness, that inability to be present and let go of anything else that's going on is such a big one I see.
No, you're spot on. And I think that, you know, we are taught to be perfectionists. And one of the things I'll say to my folks is perfection does not exist
at all.
So we got to rewire at this point, because you're going to run yourself into the ground to be perfect. But that is what I see that pops up in folks with anxiety and even depression. It's like there are things that happen in our life where I'm like, I don't like to pathologize folks, but how the hell wouldn't you be depressed?
Right.
Why wouldn't that be sad? Like, why wouldn't that be? And one of those things, like you said, anger, like you were talking to your fiance, and I have a I have a feelings wheel. And I always give it to the folks I work with. I have one on the couch in my office, and they'll like, people are struggling to come up with, it's anger. I'm mad. Okay, well, that's a core feeling. It's a
Yeah.
feeling, but there's always something underneath it. Is it
Underneath it.
disappointment? Is it
Mm-hmm.
scared? Is it
Mm.
frustration? Is it um confusion? Is it
Mm.
discontent? Like, to be able to walk it back and find out what the
Mm-hmm.
root is what causes the anger. It's what the
Yes.
surface is, what we see. But there's racism, there's anti-black racism, misogyny, transphobia,
Right.
there's homophobia.
Right. All
It's
the
not just
phobias,
anger,
all
all
the
the
isms.
phobias, all the
uh,
all of it. So,
oh my
yes,
gosh.
it's about what is the core, what's happening there, where did that come from? And that's where we start.
So I love that. And I hope people listening take that nugget of fear is just the presenting problem, if you
Yes.
will. Like if you were an ER doctor, like fear might be the blood coming gushing out the arm or whatever,
Yeah.
but that's not the root cause.
It's not
Or
the root cause.
anger
Mm-hmm.
might
Mm-hmm.
be the presenting problem, but it's not the. There's something.
Yep.
There's usually always something underneath that.
Yes.
And I try
Yes.
to unpack that too, because as much as like joy and positivity is my baseline, I'm human. And so of course people still make me upset or I get angry at something, but now I catch myself of like, why am I really like, this is not normal for me to get this worked up. So especially if it's an irrational response, if I'm
Yeah.
like furious at something that's disproportionate
Right. It does not,
response.
it doesn't align
It
with you.
doesn't
You're like,
align. I'm like, am I really mad that the dishes are still in the sink?
do you
or
not feel cared for? Do you not feel respect? Like,
right.
there's a
And
lot. Yes.
yes, and so that because I was mad at my son the other day for not doing the dishes before. And I had to have that conversation with
Mm-hmm.
myself of like, why
Mm-hmm.
am I really upset? And so, and through that
Yes.
conversation, I found out kind of the underlying
Yeah.
feelings. And so, the other thing that you said that struck me when the fact that we don't always give ourselves permission to feel things deeply
Mm-hmm.
and how people come to you and are expecting to be stoic when the most tragic things have happened.
Yeah.
And I resonate with that because when my husband died, like that was one of the most traumatic things that can happen to someone is
Mm-hmm.
to lose a spouse. And it took me time to allow myself to feel that, to
Yeah.
grieve deeply because I thought I was supposed to be strong. I
Right.
right, like I, especially as a Black woman, we are socialized to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first couple of months I was trying to be strong and act like I was okay and hold it together. And it's absurd to think that I like, why would I not be devastated and heartbroken and all
Yeah.
the things?
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I only share this story to just illustrate that not only do you have permission to feel what you feel,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to. That is the way through it, is
You have
to
to.
you have to feel it to heal
Yeah.
it, which is, a cliche to say, but it's true.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's gonna show up somewhere else and later. It's like I always use the example of sweeping things underneath the rug. Like when you're
Yes.
told to clean your room and you're just
Yes.
like, eventually that rug is gonna bubble up and your ass is gonna trip right over it because you put so much stuff under there that
Hmm.
that's what's gonna happen. It may not be right now, it may not even be next year, but you have stuffed it down so far and it's going to just like pop up in relationships. It's going to
Yes.
pop up at work. It's going to pop up when you see dishes in the sink.
You gonna want to
And the
rip
fact
somebody's head off.
it will rip somebody's head off. And the beautiful thing is you've gone to therapy, so your muscle has been trained
Yes.
to look at irrational and rational. Whereas somebody who's never gone through the therapy process, they're just, I'm mad. That person's
Right.
angry.
Just
They're aggressive.
yes.
And that may
Yes.
not be the case at all.
There's always, when I look at people who are spinning out, crashing out, I'm just like, bless them. Just because underneath that is pain. It is
Yes.
unanswered pain.
Yes.
And so I try to have empathy. And again, it took me, right? Like, I am human. I did not always have that. This is, to your point, this is training. This is inner work. This is deepening in my spiritual perspective so I can have this viewpoint now. I didn't always have this viewpoint, but I can see people with a lot more empathy, knowing that, right, that they're going through it.
Child, listen, I'm a whole ass therapist with a license, some degrees, and working on the other one. And there are times when I will say, oh no, this is not therapy, Chioko. This is Chioko, right? The unhealed child sometimes will come out. And I will tell my clients, they'll be like, and I know that you would approach this and like you're hip. They call me a hippie. I am.
There's much respect.
My little Birkenstocks and my Toms, they know. And I will say, but listen, I'm a human being first and foremost.
Yes.
And I will cuss somebody out in my head because I don't want to go to jail.
Right.
I have too much to lose at this point.
Exactly.
So in my head, people get cussed out.
Right.
Or in my journal, people get cussed out.
Yes.
However, it takes a little bit of training to say, why is that person showing up like that to me? What is wrong with her? What happened to you, sis?
Hello.
That's what we have to do sometimes, but it doesn't come naturally. A human being will show up first.
Human being will show up. Yeah. It's always a constant. I just find it awareness. Like, now it is being conscious. It is like, okay, that's my human. My human is humaning.
That human is about to throw a damn shoe.
Right? Let me go. I'm gonna have to meditate extra tomorrow morning. Or sometimes if I'm really stressed out, I will just meditate in the afternoon. Or let me just do some quick yoga to get this anxiety out my body. Right? A little yoga in training.
Come on, teacher. Come on.
Hello, yoga teacher in training. Yeah. I'm gonna have something for y'all soon.
I'm gonna be on there like, look at that stretch. Girl, you doing it. I'm not a good yogi. That's my last yoga teacher. I complained the whole in silence. She'd be like, oh, I need you. Really, Melody?
Right. You want me to
do
what?
She was a Black woman. She would say, get in the pros.
Right. Oh, hilarious. Okay.
I'd be like, why are you talking to me like that? I'm a customer.
Oh, I definitely want you. I want to teach you because I need to know what to expect. I need to...
You gonna kick me out. My trainer, I think she gonna kick me out because I'd be like, really? I'm not getting on the ground. It's cold down there. It's dirty. I just washed. I'm the worst. I need to get it. I need to respect people and their professions. I'm working on it.
It's okay. Hey, you're aware.
I'm aware. I am. I'm aware.
So as we round things out, because I literally could talk to you all day.
That's why you got to come back on my podcast.
Yes. I always have so much fun when I talk to you. Yeah. And as I was preparing for today's podcast, I was thinking about just how much fun you are, how much joy you have. I experience you as Regina. Joy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So it says I need to step into compliments. That's something I've worked on.
Good. Yes, please receive that. And you always give me, like, I can see the joy of little Chioko. It's still radiating in you. So it made me want to ask you, if you think back to little Chioko and what brought her joy, what advice would you give your adult self in terms of maintaining your bliss?
That is a beautiful question. Little Chioko Little Chioko was very confident.
Ooh, I
And
love this.
but I think as you grow, that changes. Little
Yeah.
Chioko became very insecure, but the Chioko that I love to reflect on, and when I feel like I'm not walking in purpose, or I'm feeling like I don't know if I can, or that's too big, or whatever, I think back to like 6, 7 year old Chioko,
Ooh.
who was very free, and she would wear leotards,
Oh my gosh.
like
Come with it.
Beyonce, like just I would put it on. I took dance, and so my grandma would like supply me with all the leotards. And summertime, it was swimsuit. I would like put some pants on. I just and I had a red wagon, a radio flyer,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
had my books, and I would walk barefoot, and I would sit underneath the tree, and I would go pick peaches because I lived in a rural
Uh,
community. And when I think back to that, she was just so free. There was so much liberation that just poured like outward, right? And then when you get older and you're told like shouldn't wear those leotards,
Haters.
put some pants on, or you're too loud, or you're too this, or you're little girls don't do, and blah blah.
Yeah.
It stifles you, right? And
Yes.
so I like to just reflect back on, especially when I'm feeling like how I was describing, it's just there was such a freedom there. Like a freedom to explore, and a freedom to just be and dream and wonder and be curious, right? And
Mm.
ask questions. Um yeah, did I
Uh,
answer your question? I know I was.
you gave more than I knew you were gonna give. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Given
no. If
things.
I'm just because I'm very visual, so I am picturing little Chioko in her with her red flyer in her
Yes.
leotard. I'm wondering if you
Yes.
had leg warmers.
I did.
I'm
I sure
I'm
did.
like 80s.
Yeah, and I have them now.
Uh,
I will wear them in the wintertime. Mhm.
yeah, we that could be a whole separate I love leg warmers. I'm
Me too.
sorry. I
No, me
love
too.
leg warmers. But no, that was such a beautiful answer. And I resonate so much with freedom because
Mm.
as adults, we have given a lot of our freedom away.
Yes.
Um, freedom to be ourselves, freedom to do the things we enjoy, freedom to just live life, freedom to make mistakes.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
traded all that for what society tells us we need to be and how we
Mm.
need to be. And it made me think of something that dropped into meditation not too long ago, because I meditate and I get these beautiful messages that drop in. And one of these was freedom is our nature. And
That's
isn't
beautiful.
that beautiful? I loved it so much. I'm thinking about getting it tattooed because I really do believe like freedom is our nature.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
mm,
Oh,
and look at Lil Chioko already knew it. Mm.
out there just with leotards
Just
on.
knew, just knew. Listen,
No tights, no
no
ballet
Spanx,
shoes,
no,
nothing.
just right, just
Supposed to be using it for dance class, but I was using it to cartwheel and
love it.
just do
Love
all the things.
everything about it.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been my absolute pleasure. And I know after this conversation, people are going to want to find you, follow you. How can people find and stay connected with you?
Oh, so good question. Such a good question. I have a website. It's groundedrootscollective.com.
Love it.
Yes, that's what it
Yes.
is.
We're going to put in the show notes just to make sure.
And I will get you the exact one. But I think that's what it is. I'm on Instagram. I
Yes.
have Grounded Roots Collective as my Instagram handle. It's
Ooh.
long, sorry y'all. And I'm on Facebook too. So those are newer things because I just do the work, and then people will say you should have Instagram, you should have a Facebook, and I'm like, oh, okay. and I have one.
Sure.
So I promise I'm going to start getting more involved with it. It's just, I need to get into the groove of it.
The whole process. Like,
It's a
I
whole
get
process.
it. I
I
get
need
it.
training.
Yeah. But it is like, because you want to just be doing the work. So I begrudgingly post. People are like, oh, I see your post. I'm like, thank you. But
I got to find things to post.
and that's it. That's it. I would rather live life than post about living life. But,
I know. Okay.
the world
well,
we're in.
I guess we're in it together right now.
Yeah.
We're just
Well,
trying to figure it out.
from one auntie to the next, we'll get it together. We
Yes, I appreciate that confidence in me.
yes,
Liberated Chioko is
Yes.
posting stuff.
Hello. The next post, I mean, can we bring the leotards back? You tell me. We can we can do it.
I'm about to, you know
Courtney.
what? My post is going to be me in my swimsuit or
I need it.
leotard.
I need it.
Going to do it. I'm going to do that. That's my next post. So look for that.
Hello. Thank you again. And
Yes.
thank you everyone for listening.
Oh, you've been delight. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, y'all.
Bye.